You wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is prick your finger. That number on the glucose meter decides if your day will be smooth sailing or filled with guilt. You look at the result and feel that familiar pang of dread because even though you've cut out bread, rice, and even that fruit you love so much, your sugar is still high. When you think about eating something, that fear creeps in, that feeling that any wrong choice will bring you closer to the complications your doctor mentioned. Vision loss, kidney problems, amputation. You've tried everything, stuck to the diet religiously, taken your metformin every day, gone for morning walks, but your blood sugar stubbornly refuses to drop significantly. The truth nobody tells you is that managing diabetes is about so much more than just cutting carbs, and what the pharmaceutical industry hides might be preventing you from achieving the freedom you crave. If you're tired of living hostage to your glucose meter and want to discover what truly works to stabilize your blood sugar, you're in the right place. I created this channel precisely for that reason, to bring you information that genuinely makes a difference based on solid scientific studies, not empty promises. Every week, I share practical and effective protocols on blood sugar control, insulin resistance, and metabolic health with strategies you can implement in your routine today. If you want to be part of this community of people reclaiming control of their health and living without fear of the next blood test, subscribe to the channel now. You deserve access to knowledge that truly transforms lives. Let's walk this journey of recovery together. Over 537 million adults worldwide live with diabetes, and that number has doubled in the last 20 years. But here's the shocker. 95% of people with type 2 diabetes could reverse or drastically control the disease with just dietary changes and strategic supplementation. Today, I'm going to reveal a complete ranking of the 10 most powerful natural strategies to lower blood sugar, ordered from least effective to most surprising. And I'll give you a heads up. Number 1 goes against everything your endocrinologist probably told you. Some of these methods reduce blood sugar by up to 29% in just 90 days, without needing to increase your medication dosage. Stick around until the end because I'll show you exactly how to build a protocol the industry doesn't want you to know. What's happening inside your body right now is a silent war. When you eat carbohydrates, they're broken down into glucose and enter your bloodstream. Your pancreas should release insulin to usher that glucose into your cells, where it becomes energy. But in type 2 diabetes, your cells have stopped responding to insulin. It's like the key no longer turns in the lock. The result is glucose accumulating in your blood, causing damage to blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, and eyes. Studies show that after age 40, insulin sensitivity drops by an average of 30 to 40% if you do nothing to prevent it. And here's the problem. Doctors focus on lowering sugar with medication, but few teach you how to fix insulin resistance, which is the root of the issue. This resistance creates a vicious cycle. The higher the glucose, the more insulin your pancreas produces, and the more insulin circulating, the worse the resistance becomes. Over time, the pancreas gets exhausted and stops producing enough insulin. Then you enter the advanced stage. But the good news is that over 12 scientific studies published in the last 15 years show that it's possible to reverse insulin resistance through specific nutritional strategies and natural compounds. Your body wants to heal. It just needs the right tools. Now, let's get to it. The ranking of the 10 most effective natural strategies for managing diabetes. Each will be evaluated based on effectiveness, ease of use, cost, and scientific backing. Number 10, common ground cinnamon. Many people add cinnamon to their coffee thinking it will solve their high blood sugar problem, and there's actually science behind it. A study published in Diabetes Care showed that 1 gram of cinnamon per day reduced fasting blood sugar by 18 to 29% after 40 days. In people with type 2 diabetes, the mechanism is simple. Cinnamon increases insulin sensitivity and slows gastric emptying, which reduces sugar spikes after meals. But here's the catch. Most cinnamon sold in supermarkets is cassia cinnamon, which contains coumarin, a substance that can cause liver toxicity in excess. You'd have to consume very high doses to see consistent results, something like 3 to 6 grams per day, which increases the risk. Furthermore, cinnamon alone won't fix deep-seated insulin resistance. It's a support tool, not a primary solution. Cost effectiveness is good because it's cheap, but the results are modest. For these reasons, cinnamon gets a score of 3 out of 10, useful as a supplement, but insufficient on its own. Number 9, mulberry leaf tea. This is another popular natural remedy among diabetics, and for good reason. Mulberry leaves contain compounds like DNJ, deoxynitroglycine, which inhibit the enzyme alpha-glucosidase, responsible for breaking down complex carbohydrates into simple sugars in the gut. Basically, it slows down glucose absorption. A Japanese study with 20 diabetic participants showed a 23% reduction in post-meal glucose spikes after consuming mulberry tea. Sounds good, but let's look at the downsides. The effect is temporary and only works while you're drinking the tea around mealtimes. If you forget, your sugar spikes as usual. Plus, the taste is bitter and unpleasant for many, making it difficult to maintain the habit for months. Preparation also takes time, boiling the leaves for 10 to 15 minutes. And the worst part? The studies are small, and robust research confirming long-term effectiveness is still lacking. It's a natural option, but limited. Score? 3, 5 out of 10. Slightly better than cinnamon due to the specificity of the mechanism, but still insufficient as a primary strategy. Number 8, virgin coconut oil. Lots of people started using coconut oil thinking all the metabolic benefits would come automatically, but the reality is more complex. Coconut oil is mainly made up of medium-chain triglycerides, which are metabolized differently than common fats. They go straight to the liver and turn into quick energy without needing insulin. This can help reduce the need for insulin production throughout the day. Some studies have shown improved insulin sensitivity when coconut oil replaced other fats in the diet, but the results are inconsistent. The bigger problem is that coconut oil is high in calories, 120 calories per tablespoon, and if you overdo it, you can gain weight, which worsens insulin resistance. Another point, it doesn't directly reduce fasting blood sugar, it works more as a strategy to prevent spikes throughout the day. You need to use 2 to 3 tablespoons a day, replacing other fats, not adding on top. It's expensive, about $10 to $15 per quart for a quality version, and it goes fast. Score, 4 out of 10. It has some metabolic benefit, but it's far from a robust solution. Number 7, moderate aerobic exercise. Walking 30 minutes a day is the advice every doctor gives, and for good reason. Exercise increases glucose uptake by muscles without needing insulin because it activates glucose transporters called GLUT4. Studies show that a 30-minute walk after a meal can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. Sounds perfect, but it has limitations. The effect only lasts a few hours. If you walk in the morning, your blood sugar might be high again by evening. Plus, aerobic exercise alone doesn't fix deep insulin resistance. You'd need to combine it with strength training to build lean muscle mass, which is the tissue that consumes the most glucose. Another problem is adherence. Many people start motivated and quit within 2 weeks. There are also people with physical limitations, joint pain, heart problems, who can't maintain the routine. It's effective, but it requires extreme discipline and doesn't work in isolation. Score, 5 out of 10. Important for any protocol, but insufficient as a sole strategy. Before I show you the 5 most powerful strategies, the ones that will really make a difference in your blood sugar, I need to pause here and ask you something very important. What diabetes symptom bothers you the most on a daily basis? Is it that fatigue that feels like it steals all your energy right after meals? Is it the constant thirst that makes you get up multiple times at night to drink water and go to the bathroom? Or is it that blurry vision that scares you and makes you think about future complications? I know you've been going through this alone for a long time, not knowing who to trust or what to do. Leave a comment below telling me which symptom affects you the most. You can write something like, "The worst for me is," followed by what you feel. When you share this, you're helping thousands of people who read the comments and finally feel understood, realizing they're not alone in this fight. You are not alone. Now, let's move on to the 5 most potent solutions. Number 6, chelated magnesium. Here we start entering territory with solid scientific backing. Over 48% of type 2 diabetics have magnesium deficiency, and that's no coincidence. Magnesium is essential for the function of over 300 enzymes in the body, including those that regulate insulin action. Studies published in Diabetes Care showed that supplementation with 300 to 400 millimoles of magnesium per day improved insulin sensitivity by 19% and reduced fasting blood sugar by 14% after 16 weeks. Magnesium helps glucose enter cells and reduces chronic inflammation that worsens insulin resistance. The problem is that not all magnesium is created equal. Magnesium oxide, sold in cheap pharmacies, has only 4% absorption. You need chelated magnesium, like glycinate or threonate, which have over 80% absorption. The cost is higher, about $15 to $20 per month, but the results are worth it. Side effects include loose stools if you exceed the dose, but nothing serious. Score, 6 out of 10. Effective and safe, but needs to be combined with other strategies. Number 5, chromium picolinate. This mineral is one of the best kept secrets for controlling blood sugar. Chromium potentiates insulin's action on cells, acting like a signal amplifier. Imagine insulin is a weak key. Chromium makes it stronger to open the cell's lock. A meta-analysis of 41 studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that 200 to 400 micrograms of chromium per day reduced fasting blood sugar by 15% to 21% and A1C by 0, 6 percentage points in type 2 diabetics. That's significant. The effect happens within 8 to 12 weeks of continuous use. The problem is that studies vary greatly in quality, and chromium works best in those who are deficient, about 60% to 70% of diabetics. If you already have adequate levels, the effect is smaller. The cost is low, $10 to $15 per month, and side effects are rare. Some people report headaches or dizziness in the first few days. Score, 6, 5 out of 10. Excellent cost benefit and proven efficacy, but not the definitive solution on its own. Number 4, alpha-lipoic acid. Now we're entering high-performance solutions. Alpha-lipoic acid is a powerful antioxidant that dramatically improves insulin sensitivity and protects nerves from damage caused by high sugar. German studies used doses of 600 to 1200 milligrams per day in diabetics and observed a 25% reduction in fasting blood sugar and significant improvement in diabetic neuropathy, that pain and tingling in the feet. The mechanism is fascinating. Alpha-lipoic acid activates GLUT4 transporters in muscles, exactly like exercise does, but without you needing to sweat. It also regenerates other antioxidants like vitamin C and E, creating a cascading protective effect. The problem is the cost, $25 to $40 per month for effective doses. Also, you need to take it on an empty stomach, away from meals, because food reduces absorption. Some people feel nausea at first, but the results are impressive and fast. Many people notice improvement within 3 to 4 weeks. Score, 8 out of 10. Extremely effective, but the cost and the need for precise timing take away points. Number 3, berberine. If you've never heard of this compound, get ready to be amazed. Berberine is extracted from plants like barberry and has been used in Chinese medicine for centuries, but it's only recently that Western science has discovered its power. A meta-analysis of 14 controlled studies showed that 1,500 milliliters of berberine per day, divided into 3 doses, reduced fasting blood sugar by 20 to 26% and HbA1c by 0.91, 2 percentage points. This is comparable to metformin, the most prescribed medication for diabetes. Berberine activates an enzyme called AMPK, which acts like a metabolic switch, forcing cells to burn glucose and fat. It also improves the composition of gut microbiota, increasing beneficial bacteria that help with blood sugar control. Results appear in 4 to 8 weeks. The problem is that berberine can cause gastrointestinal discomfort in 20-30% of people, with gas, cramps, and diarrhea in the first few days. You need to start with low doses and gradually increase. Another point, it can interact with some medications, so consult your doctor first. The cost is moderate, around $30 to $50 per month. Rating, 8, 5 out of 10, extremely effective and scientifically proven. But the initial side effects and potential drug interactions prevent a perfect score. Number 2, intermittent fasting in 16 on 8. Here we're talking about a behavioral strategy that attacks the root of the problem directly. Intermittent fasting consists of going 16 hours without eating and concentrating all meals within an 8-hour window, for example, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. During the fasting period, insulin levels drop drastically, forcing the body to burn fat for energy. This powerfully reduces insulin resistance. A study published in Cell Metabolism showed that pre-diabetic men who did 16/8 fasting for 5 weeks reduced their fasting blood sugar by 15% and improved insulin sensitivity by 34%. Additionally, they lost an average of 7 pounds of visceral fat, the worst kind of fat for diabetics. Fasting also activates autophagy, a cellular cleaning process that removes damaged cells and improves pancreatic function. You wake up, have black coffee with no sugar or tea, and only eat at noon. Many people report more energy and mental clarity. The cost is 0. In fact, you save money by skipping breakfast. The problem is adaptation. The first 7 to 10 days can be tough with intense hunger and irritability. Some people can't maintain it due to social or routine issues. Also, if you're already taking diabetes medication, you need to adjust doses with your doctor to avoid hypoglycemia. Rating, 9 out of 10, incredibly effective, free, and with benefits beyond blood sugar, but requires discipline and medical supervision. And now we arrive at number 1, the most powerful and complete strategy for naturally controlling diabetes. Fish oil omega-3 at therapeutic doses combined with vitamin D3. You've probably heard of omega-3, but not in the way I'm about to explain it. Omega-3, especially EPA and DHA, is the most potent natural anti-inflammatory there is. Insulin resistance is mainly caused by chronic, low-grade inflammation in the cells. Studies show that diabetics have up to 40% higher levels of inflammatory markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. Omega-3 blocks these markers and restores insulin sensitivity. But here's the secret no one tells you. You need high doses, between 2,000, 3,000 milliliters of EPA and DHA combined per day, not the ridiculous 300 milliliter doses found in over-the-counter capsules. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition with 2,700 diabetic participants showed that this dose reduced fasting blood sugar by 18% and HbA1c by 0. 7 points after 6 months. Even more impressive, it reduced the risk of heart attack and stroke by 28%, the leading causes of death in diabetics. Omega-3 also improves endothelial function, making blood vessels work better. Now for vitamin D3. Over 75% of diabetics are deficient in vitamin D, and this is no coincidence. Vitamin D is essential for proper insulin production in the pancreas and for cell sensitivity. Studies show that correcting deficiency with 5,000 IU per day improves blood sugar by 12 to 16% and reduces insulin resistance by 25-30%. When you combine high-dose omega-3 with vitamin D3, the effect is synergistic, multiplied. In the first 2-3 weeks, you'll feel less joint inflammation, more energy, and a better mood. In 4-6 weeks, fasting blood sugar starts to drop consistently. In 3 months, your blood work will show significant improvement. You need a quality omega-3, IFOS certified, free of heavy metals. Good brands cost about $30-$40 per month. Vitamin D3 costs about $5-$10 per month. Side effects of omega-3 include fishy burps, if the product is low quality and slightly looser stools initially. Vitamin D3 has virtually no side effects at doses up to 10,000 IU per day. Contraindications include people taking anticoagulants, as omega-3 thins the blood. In this case, consult your doctor first. But for most people, this combination is safe, effective, and life-changing. Rating: 10 out of 10, the most complete and scientifically backed solution. Now I'll show you how to put together the complete protocol that combines the best strategies. First, start with 16. 8. Intermittent fasting. This is the foundation. At noon, break your fast with a meal rich in protein, healthy fats, and vegetables with no refined carbohydrates. Along with the meal, take 1,000 nanomolar of omega-3 and 5,000 IU of vitamin D3. In the mid-afternoon, take 500 millimolar of berberine. Before dinner, take 200 micrograms of chromium and 300 millimolar of magnesium. With dinner, take another 1,000 millimolar of omega-3 and 500 millimolar of berberine. Before bed, take another 300 millimolar of magnesium. Add a 30-minute walk after lunch. This protocol attacks insulin resistance from 5 different angles simultaneously. Expected results include fasting, blood sugar dropping 20-30% in 8 to 12 weeks, more energy throughout the day, reduced sugar cravings, and improved sleep. The total monthly cost is between $70 and $100, which seems expensive, but it's less than what many people spend on medications and doctor visits trying to manage blood sugar without success. Now, I'm going to show you the 5 critical mistakes you need to avoid because they can completely derail all your efforts. Mistake number 1, taking supplements on a full stomach. Berberine and alpha-lipoic acid need to be taken on an empty stomach, or with at most a very light snack, otherwise absorption drops by half. Mistake number 2, combining intermittent fasting with meals high in refined carbohydrates. If you're going to break your fast by eating white bread, pasta, or white rice, you've just thrown away all the benefits. Your first meal needs to be clean. Mistake number 3, expecting results in a week. Insulin resistance developed over years. You're not going to reverse it in 7 days. Give it at least 8 to 12 weeks to see real changes in your blood work. Mistake number 4, using cheap, low-quality supplements from the drugstore. Oxidized omega-3 does more harm than good. Magnesium oxide isn't absorbed. You're throwing your money away. Invest in quality. Mistake number 5, stopping diabetes medication without medical guidance. Never ever stop metformin or insulin on your own. As your blood sugar improves, your doctor will gradually reduce the doses. Hypoglycemia can be dangerous. Here's the truth the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. Your body doesn't want to be sick. It wants to heal. Type 2 diabetes isn't a life sentence. It's not an inevitable decline. It's not genetic and unchangeable. It's a metabolic condition caused by chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and wrong food choices over time. And all of that can be reversed. Our grandparents didn't have a diabetes epidemic. They ate real food, fasted naturally because they didn't have refrigerators stocked 24/7, and stayed active because there was no remote control. The human body is designed to function well for decades if you give it the right tools. The power is in your hands now. I want to challenge you to follow this protocol for a full 30 days. Take pictures of your blood glucose readings before you start. Document your energy levels, your sleep, your mood. After 30 days, retake your tests and compare. You'll be amazed at what your body is capable of when you remove the barriers and provide the right support. Science is on your side. Hundreds of clinical studies back up every strategy I've shown you today. Don't wait any longer. Start today. Your future free from diabetes complications begins now. If this video helped you, please hit like so more people can find this life-transforming information. And share in the comments how your blood glucose control journey is going. Your story could inspire and help thousands of people facing the same challenge. See you in the next video.